we're back. We're back for episode 2. Throw the lob, man. What's going on, bro?
What's going on, bro? Glad to be back.
Hey, man, we're back. I had some inconvenient things. You see, I shaved the beard. I mean, it's growing back a little bit, but shaved the beard, man. So fresh start. Hey, man, we got some stuff to talk about, man. NBA draft lotteries dropped. Teams have gotten eliminated. 64 win teams at that. We got a lot going on, bro. Like, I don't even know where to start. You want to start with the draft?
Or draft order, yeah.
Okay. As you all know, a few days ago, the draft lottery kicked off, and like they used to do back in the day. I mean, unlike they used to do back in the day, they used to show us the lottery balls. Do you remember that?
I do. The
So,
whole Patrick Ewing frozen envelope.
yeah, man, they used to show us the lottery balls, man. It's not a process that they do anymore, so that's kind of weird. But I know a lot of people talked about like it being rigged, like oh they traded Luka away and Dallas just so happened to get the number one pick, and then like the I seen a meme somebody said, Dallas their best players, their two best players are like white European guys. They were like tariffs are so bad they had to stay and not go international this time.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
that's crazy. That's crazy. But yeah, man, a lot of people saying it's rigged. How you feeling about that, bro?
Yeah, I'm one of them.
Hey,
Here's the
bro.
thing: if it was just this year, that like, all right, that's a weird coincidence.
Yeah.
I wouldn't think anything of it, but I mean, you've seen in years past with Anthony Davis and even LeBron going to Cleveland
LeBron
and
to Cleveland, Derrick Rose to Chicago,
Derrick Rose to Chicago. Yeah,
Wimby to the Spurs.
yeah, where Pop develops those
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 big men.
Europeans like crazy.
Yeah,
Now, obviously, Pop's not coach anymore, but
yeah.
uh, at some point, I feel like a coincidence isn't a coincidence anymore.
Okay, my thing
Now,
is okay.
now
Keep going, keep
hold on,
going. Yeah,
real quick.
yeah.
I am a conspiracy theorist
Okay,
to some extent. I'm not like a crazy one, but
yeah.
like some of them out here, I'm like, yeah. I mean, like I said, one too many coincidences. It's not a coincidence anymore.
I feel that.
That's just my opinion.
I feel
I
that.
could be an absolute dumbass, and 1.8% anything can happen.
Yeah.
It just seems a little too fishy.
It does seem fishy. Okay. So my opinion was, when it first happened, I'm like, obviously this is rigged. But the more you think about it, I got 3 reasons why I think no. Right? I don't think it's rigged. Really just 2, but like I guess 3. So one, I would say name the top 2 franchises in the NBA right now, or ever, I guess, historically and right now.
Boston and Lakers.
Boston and Lakers, and I throw the Knicks in as well.
Yeah, Knicks.
Why the hell have they? Okay, when the Lakers' last number one pick was what? Magic Johnson.
Yeah, but they've been out of the lottery for
Okay,
how? Well, okay, they did
they
have a
they
couple
had
of
some
rough
they
years
had
there.
some rough years, bro. And they
I mean,
never
they got
got.
Lonzo at 3
Lonzo was 2.
or 2. Yeah, yeah.
2. Brandon Ingram was I think 3, 2 or 3. They never
Yeah.
were like the number one pick. So that's the
But
Knicks. The Knicks never haven't got one since Patrick Ewing. You would
hold on
think
here.
if it was rigged, they would get Patrick. I mean, they would get the Knicks to get one.
But the years that the generational talents are coming out, they're not there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like the certified, like supposed to be dogs for their careers. Like
Okay.
Wemby, LeBron, stuff like that.
Well, shoot. Okay.
Where like Tatum and all them,
Let me think.
like
I feel like
this is
the
like a clean top 5.
I feel like the Knicks were buns enough to get Derrick Rose. I might be wrong. I don't remember what they looked like in '07, the '07 season, but I know they weren't like blazing good,
No, yeah,
right?
that's what I said. Like you have a point,
Yeah.
and that's what I said. I could be a dumbass, and I'm
Okay.
just thinking too much into it.
And then secondly, for this specific draft, think about like I mean, I got this from Nick Wright when I was listening to First Things First this morning going to work. I just want to spread this message. Think about the way that the Dallas Mavericks performed. Everything they did was to win now, right? Everything they did,
Yeah,
trading Luka away, getting defense, all of that, whatever spiel that Nico Harrison went on was all about winning now. And even think like the play, right? They were shooting for the playoffs, then they got hurt. They rushed Anthony Davis back, even though he wasn't ready. So that doesn't scream I want the first pick. And then they played Kyrie like an insane amount of minutes, especially for somebody his age. Like the last 15 games of the season that he played, crazy amount of minutes. That's like not number one pick material. And then lastly, they were in the play-in and they were fighting for their lives. Like they were trying so hard, and they still didn't get in. So I just think that I think this, if anything, this draft not rigged, but Also, I think Cooper Flag is going to be good. I just don't think he's generational like they said, though, bro. Like, I was thinking about this in the shower. Think about, like, some of the prospects that we've heard. Okay, obviously, he's not Zion, right? But is he even better than, like, an Andrew Wiggins as a prospect? Is he better than Andrew Wiggins or Jabari Parker? I don't know. Because thinking about them coming out of college, bro.
Yeah. I know. They were both dogs. I don't know. The thing I like about Cooper Flag is he plays both sides of the ball.
He does.
So, and I don't. Is it safe to say that Dallas actually won that trade?
It's not.
Like, hold on.
Okay.
You're a Lakers fan, right?
Yeah.
This might be a hot take, but you're a Lakers fan.
Okay.
How many times did we text each other saying Luka looks like shit? He's the dude. Turns the ball over and just, instead of running down the court and playing defense, try to stop the fast break something, he just turns and bitches to the ref. Like, bro, Get your ass back on defense, screen and rolls. Instead of just trying to make a play, let's go get trapped in the corner 17 times in a row and keep. Luka is a offensive genius, right?
Yeah.
But like we said last episode, he's not a plug and play player. He's no KD. Like, he needs the team set up around him.
Right.
The Mavericks next year with that team, healthy Kyrie, healthy AD, add Cooper Flag. They still got Lively. They still got all their like key role players that they made to the finals with. They might be a problem next year.
I'm
going to stack what?
I agree. I think they will actually. I mean, even adding Cooper Flag, I think they will be a win now team, like still ready to win now. He probably won't have like the gaudy numbers he would get on Washington.
No.
I think he'll be 16, 17 a game, and playing both sides of the ball is most important. But the nasty part about it is you're not going to get Kyrie back. Like, Kyrie's not going to play until March, maybe March at best. So like right now, Dallas, one of the things they said, they're looking for a point guard. So I'm just like, it's almost like you just had one. It's like you just had one.
They didn't want to pay him his money.
They didn't want to pay him, bro. That's it. I mean, Luka absolutely has. This season was not his best, and that's crazy to say from a 27, 9, and 7 guy, right? Like, that's crazy to say, but he wasn't his best. A lot of it is effort and being in shape, and the injuries piled up. I think what really did him in was coming off of an injured postseason from last year, playing in the Olympics, and then just jumping straight into the regular season and not being in shape doing all of that. Like, you know better. I mean, me and you both know, like, not being in shape, if you just go hop into something, you cannot just go full out, especially in an NBA game. So I think that's a lot to do with it. If you ask me, would I rather have 26-year-old Luka for the next 10 years or 19-year-old, or I think he's 18-year-old Cooper Flag for the next 12 years, I'd still say Luka. Like, because I just know what he is. Like, I know what he's done. And at best, I mean, I'm so bad at, if I was a GM, the worst thing I'd be able to do is draft, bro. I feel like I'm the worst drafter and analyzer of talent, because like, I see a dude and I look at your skill set and then your athleticism and I say, this is what you should be. You should be this, but then most of them don't. And then like then on the opposite scale, like Cooper Flag, I mean, I think he just measured in at like 6'8". I thought he was like 6'9", closer to 6'10". And he only had, I mean, I say only, he had a 35.5-inch vert. I'm like, the way he dunks and jumps, I'm like, he got a 40 inch vert easy. So I'm like, looking at him on paper, I would say, yeah, he's good, but I wouldn't say he's generational, but I might completely be wrong right now because I'm horrible at this. So, but yeah, if you ask me right now, I'd take Luka right now.
I would too, if he gets the right pieces around him and the coach actually like holds him accountable.
Yes, and I think JJ Redick is going to do that. So we're going to see. Did you see the ad that went out? The Lakers put an ad out, and it's so funny because I live like up the street from the practice facility. They put an ad out for like health and fitness coach for. I was like, they ain't throwing shots. They never put this ad out before, bro. And they're paying only like 200 to a 250. I'm like, bro, what? Yeah, so very interesting.
But think of it this way, right?
Mm-hmm.
Say, I'm not going to compare him and Shaq because it's two different eras, two different players, two different play styles. But he even admitted himself, like, how much better he could have been if he wasn't a lazy piece of shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, think what Luka could do if he actually, like, put more effort in.
Right.
I'm not saying you have to be Defensive Player of the Year.
Right.
I'm just saying show a little hustle, a little effort on defense, and you'll be fine. No one's gonna crap on you for being a horrible defender if you just try.
If you were
half the time he
just
stands there.
That's the crazy thing is, and what angers me so much about him is that there is times where I watch him and I'm like, he actually had a good defensive game. Like he had a good to average defensive game, not just for his standards, but like NBA standards. Like he's actually moving his feet, standing in front. So that's what's frustrating. Is that at times he just says, "I'm not going to try it all." So I think that genuinely comes down to being in shape. It has to, bro. It has to.
But you would think he would be in shape if he played Olympics all summer. He came in all season and played every game almost.
Bro,
it's like how are you not in shape?
If you really
but
think.
Also, the thing the highlight reel you sent me of his rookie year, how he was like it looked like a completely different person.
Completely.
It looks like he put on about 40 pounds of fat.
Yeah, bro.
Over the past what?
And he plays so slow. Like you say, how could you not be in shape? Somebody playing that slow, it's almost like he's going YMCA speed. Like he's so good that he doesn't have to go fast. So it's like you're never sprinting on defense. You never getting fast break opportunities. When are you actually doing anything truly athletic? You're just so skilled that you're not even playing yourself into shape. I've never seen that in my life.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
It's absolutely absurd.
It's crazy, bro. But yeah,
all right, let's get off of Luka real quick.
Yeah, get off the first pick of the draft. Second, so very interesting, bro. We have the top three teams are all teams that have either recently had a really good season or have projected to be. Like the Spurs were almost going to make the playoffs this year, and they got the second pick. The Sixers got the third pick. That's crazy. I think this is dope, honestly, because let's punish tanking, even if it's rigged or not, right? I know that a few years ago, the teams would tank because it meant you had a 25 or something % chance to get the number one pick. Right. And a few years ago, they flattened the odds and said, hey, if you're the bottom 3 or 4 seeds, y'all all got a 14% chance. Like, we flattened that number. So in response, obviously, the other teams that weren't as bad as you their odds have gone up. And I think it's good, bro. I mean, outside of teams like the Jazz, I think this sucks for the Jazz only. It's the only team I feel bad for because this is their first year saying we're going to be bad purposely because we really don't have anything else. Like, what can we do? And they didn't get rewarded. Like, they're the 5th pick. Feel bad for them. I don't think, have they ever had a number 1 pick? Not to memory.
Maybe back in the day.
Yeah, maybe back in the day. Pre-70s, maybe?
Not in recent time.
Nothing recent. Nothing has ever jumped up. Stop it. Hey! My bad.
Hey, good. Let me throw something at you real quick and see how you feel about it. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. Spurs got the number 2 pick, right?
Okay.
Now, I personally don't think Giannis is going to get traded, but imagine Spurs take that number 2 pick, package it with like Keldon Johnson and maybe some other, bench player or some future picks.
Yes.
And they do go get Giannis. Yes. How do you like that?
As you know, when LeBron retires, I am a Wemby Glazer. I am a certified Wemby Glazer. Shoot, man, that's a hard question because like when I first heard the scenario like that is possibly possible, I absolutely loved it. But like the longer I sleep on it, I'm not sure how much I love it. I'm not sure. I mean, I think they complement each other. Like one's finesse and exterior, and one's interior and like no finesse at all. So I like that pairing. And then defensively, obviously, like them two, would be like havoc on
Rim
defense.
protectors.
Yeah, like
crazy.
double rim protectors. Just don't even go to the rim. But I just don't know in terms of development. Like you throw somebody that's ready to win right now on a team that, like the Spurs will probably next year without a Giannis, they'd probably be what the Rockets at best what the Rockets were this year. Like they went on a run and was a fringe. They probably will be a fringe playoff team. I don't expect them to be like the number 2 seed like the Rockets, but they'd probably be a first round exit if they made the playoffs. I don't see them progressing faster than that. And then you throw a guy like Giannis in the West too. That's what I don't like. If Giannis moves to the West, almost every top 10 player will be in the Western Conference. I can't do that, bro. I can't. And then with no Jason Tatum, who would Halliburton be the best player in the East? Or Brunson?
It would be Hallie, or it would be
Brunson, maybe. Cat.
Yeah, Brunson for sure. And if he really, we'll talk about the Cavs later, but I'm gonna give D Mitch his flowers right now before we get into that.
Yeah, for sure.
Up Cade maybe.
Yeah. I just can't stand for a top 10, all the best players be in one conference. Like that's just nasty to me, bro.
Yeah, no, I agree. It makes for kind of a boring playoffs.
Yeah. Which interestingly enough, the Eastern Conference playoffs, besides like the Cavs and Heat and like Celtics and Magic, they've been pretty good this year, bro. They've been pretty good. I guess
right.
I guess Pacers kind of stood up taller than they should have, huh? Hey.
No, the Cavs just. I'm not to take anything away from Indy, but the Cavs, bro. We'll talk about them later. They pissed me off.
We'll
talk about them later.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it from this draft is not like as crazy as the people said it would be. Like starting off, I remember last year they'd be like, "Oh, this draft is weak." The Zachary Ricochet, Alex Sardi, like, "Oh, this draft sucks." Next year will be like generational, and then like those dudes like started playing and they were like, Cooper Flag's good. Dylan Harper's cool. So yeah, like that's pretty much it, bro. So I just if I'm the Spurs, it's so this is why I think being a GM is the hardest thing ever, bro. If you're a Spurs GM, right? You already got 2. I would say for sure one solidified guy, De'Aaron Fox at that position, and then you got the Rookie of the Year who's probably going to be a lot better next year. So like you got him solidified at your 2, and you're not going to put like Dylan Harper at the 3. And Ace Bailey, is he really like a number 2 pick? I'm not sure. I'm not sold on him yet. So I don't know, bro. Like, what do you even do? Like, what do you do? Do you trade it? Do you just go get Ace Bailey? Do you take the best player available, Dylan Harper? Like, what the hell do you even do?
So that was my point. Was after Cooper Flag, it's like
take your
that's
pick.
what I said. Like, hey, like in any sport, bro. If you can get a certified dog and get rid of a prospect or a draft pick, whatever it is, why not?
Yeah.
Because you're pretty much just banking that guy's gonna eventually end up as good as someone like Giannis or someone like whatever position they play, someone as good as that person. Right. So like, why not go all in for him? Because he's already solidified.
Obviously, you wouldn't do this with the number 2 pick, but one thing that I am almost like sold completely off of doing is doing like prospect drafting, like drafting like a guy based on raw skill. Okay, let's say you are the 10th pick, the Rockets. Oh, especially the Rockets. I just said 10, but like if you're the Rockets, I'm not drafting any more like prospect, raw athletic. Okay, I can maybe mold him because you're not like how many. If you went back in NBA history, how many of those prospect guys actually turned into a superstar or all-star? Like you have the Giannis, you have the Kawhis, who was a 15th pick. You have like a few here and there, bro. I mean, Draymond isn't like world beater, but he was a second rounder. But like how many prospect guys you draft in the late lottery? Like 10, 15, even like 9. Like how many of those guys are turning into like superstars? So at that point, I'm becoming more of a fan of just drafting like a 3rd-year dude. Just drafting a 4-year dude. You know exactly what he is. I think these GMs get caught up so much on age. Like what's the difference between a 19 and a 22-year-old? Nothing.
Exactly.
Like Dalton Connect, there's no reason Dalton Connect should have slipped to us last year. To 17, was he? 17? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. He was a 4-year guy.
I agree.
Yeah. So that's one thing about the draft. I'm gonna still watch it every year just to see like, oh yeah, another 6'9" dude with a 40-inch vert, cool. But yeah, like Tajon Salone from last year. Like, bro, what are we doing? I just had to get that off my chest, bro. God. But I know we got to get into these playoffs, bro. Where do you want to start? There's been a bunch of teams that's moved on. So that today is May 15th, Thursday. Right now as we're recording this. Last night, Warriors got eliminated. No Steph Curry. He played 13 minutes the entire series. Obviously, Cavs. They didn't make it. 64-win team did not go to the Eastern Conference Finals. I mean, that's just crazy. The Celtics, prayers for Jason Tatum. He tore his Achilles. They won. Hey, last night they looked like they had something to prove with no Jason Tatum on the court, but the writing still might be on the wall. I think they're going to be in the Garden Game 6, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So in TD, Madison Square. I'm sorry, mixed those two.
Yeah,
Madison Square Garden for Game 6. So writing might be on the wall with that. What other series is over? Tonight we have OKC and
Nuggets
Denver.
play in like 30 minutes.
30 minutes. They have a chance to close it out. OKC. I'm hoping that Denver can push it to 7. I'd like to see the series go to 7. It's been pretty dope.
Me too.
But starting with the Cavs and Pacers, bro. I told y'all to start. I don't know if y'all remember. If anybody's watching this remembers, I picked the Cavs to come out the East, but I'm a Pacers fan, so I was in a win-win. I was watching that. I was watching the series go on, and I'm like, come on, like let the Pacers do their thing. But I really never felt worried. I don't know how to explain it. Like a lot of those games were close, and I didn't feel worried.
Yeah, my biggest thing was just like, I guess like their attitude, the Cavs' attitude, right? Like they're getting blown out by 40, and Darius Garland's on the sideline like joking around, laughing. Like, if you're really taking that serious, like that shit is not funny.
Yeah.
Also, the injuries, of course, there was only a couple games for them. Like Garland, Mobley missed one, and DeAndre Hunter missed one. But like Mitchell also had a sprained ankle, and he was putting up 40 games besides game 3, I think.
I think he averaged almost 40 if he didn't average 40. He might have averaged 40.
So it's like, I understand that you're hurt and stuff, but like it's do or die right now, and I'm not saying I could do it.
Right.
But I'm also not a freak athlete getting paid millions of dollars. So it's like at some point you gotta want it enough.
You gotta want it, bro. You do.
I got texted you today. I was like, T.O. broke his leg in the Super Bowl and still balled. As a receiver, broke a broken leg, and he's still out there doing his thing. You're telling me you got a sprained ankle and you can't go?
A sprung big toe. Like, I think Garland's injury was a toe injury. And I know that you explode off a toe a lot, but like, you can't go out there. Like, the team, man, I know. I don't want to talk on somebody's injury, how bad things can be. But man,
right.
It is literally do or die. Like, you see your best player is literally limping every time. And this thing about Donovan Mitchell, he was putting his head down with a sprung ankle and still getting to the rim. And it felt like every time he was either catching a body, doing an acrobatic layup, and then falling to the ground. I'm like, bro, if I'm already hurt, falling to the ground just doesn't, it feels way worse. And he was still out there doing his thing. He didn't get much from... Yeah. No, I was just going to say he didn't get much from anybody. He didn't get much from Evan Mobley didn't play, I think, 2 games this series. Ty Jerome, who was one of the 6 Man of the Year candidates, his future contract for next year might have disappeared in front of his eyes. He was just off. He was missing everything. It was hard. As a Pacers fan, I was happy to watch, but watching Donovan Mitchell, bro, I'm like, that made it to me, once again, not to glaze LeBron, but I'm going to take every opportunity to do so. I think people need to understand how difficult it is to carry a team. Or not just, I know everybody has help, but carrying a team, like that is the same situation that LeBron will be in, and we would expect him to win just because, it's the Pacers. They only won 53 games. Yeah, nobody cares. Carriers, bro. And so, like, seeing Donovan Mitchell do that and, like, do his best and only win 1 game, crazy. Crazy. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, shout out to the Pacers, man. They were cooking.
Yeah, bro. We got.
I'm not making excuses why the Cavs lost.
There's no
like Indy just beat them straight up. But
I think
whoever said Hallie's overrated can eat a frame.
They can go there. We were in the era of team basketball. We had a lot of different eras like what was it? Dynamic duos, big threes. We had all these eras. We are in the era of like if your team has depth, you got a real chance, right? Like if you have a fringe top 10 guy, a fringe, and the rest of your team is deep, you're good. You're good. That's what we're starting to see, bro. I love this. I love it. I think it makes it better, like way less parity. Like just, I'm happy to see that, bro. So going to the other Eastern Conference matchup, who we just talked about? We just talked about the Cavs and Pacers. So
Knicks
Celtics, bro. Obviously Jason Tatum went out, so that's rough to watch. But man, I mean, even with Jason Tatum in, I mean, I hate to say this, but when he was in the game, he was balling out that game. I just texted the group chat, and I like literally this game that he got hurt. I texted the group chat in the first quarter. I'm like, Derek White hit 3 threes in a row. I'm like, bro, why does it feel like Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are never the best players on the team? And then I say that he goes against 40. I'm like, all right, okay.
Yeah.
I'll shut the hell up, I guess. But yeah, he went out with the injury, and even with the writing was on the wall even before the injury. I think like they probably would have closed that game out and won. Then last night they went out and played like shit. To be fair, but I mean, shoot, Game 6 in the Garden, it might be wrapped, bro. But like once again, I mean, Tibbs is barely using his bench. I think the two bench guys that really come to my mind is Mitchell Robinson and what's my guy, number 2, the shooter, little short guy. What's his name? Knicks fans, I'm sorry, man. Whatever. Yeah. I know I see his face right now, but yes, it's like they're pretty much doing a 7-man rotation. But I mean, that's enough depth, right there. That's enough depth. I can't talk. Enough depth to get it done. I feel like if you got a 7-man, 8-man maybe that's just like solid, you got a chance, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if the Celtics didn't blow those first 2 games, 20 points, could be a different story with or without Tatum. So it ain't how you start, it's how you finish is the popular phrase, especially in this situation.
I can't believe I forgot to bring that up, bro. I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but at what point did your philosophy go out the window? And Joe Mazzulla, this is directed towards you. What point does your philosophy go out the window? You've instilled in your players like, hey, no matter what, if you're open, you're all going to shoot. You're literally, unless you're Luke Cornett, who's just starting to get minutes, so not even including you, if you're open from 3, let it go. I like that play. It was a play that stayed in my head. Jason Tatum in the right corner. Jalen Brunson. Not only is Jalen Brunson on him, it's like a semi-fast break, like semi-transition. Not only is Jalen Brunson the nearest defender, but he got the ball in the corner. He catches it. Jalen Brunson is getting up off the ground and he's near the paint. Jalen Brunson, the smallest man on the other team, and he decides to shoot a 3. Tatum, why? Right, and so like, at what point does your philosophy go out the window and say, okay, let's go get a few easy ones, maybe? Because it literally feels like if it's not a layup or dunk, then they're literally going to shoot a 3. Like, it has to be a wide open layup or dunk because any space they're pulling it, and I think that like shot them in the foot, bro. Because there was a saying back in the day that it's a make or miss league. That is literally what they're making it, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, making it hard.
Imagine MPJ on that team.
Oh.
Shots fired.
Shots fired. Hey, okay, might as well. Going into OKC.
Let's go straight into that one.
Go ahead, straight into it, bro. OKC and Nuggets. How you feeling?
I'm honestly disgusted. Because like the series has been so good.
It's been good.
And I can't help but be pissed. Because MPJ supposedly is the one with the problem with Westbrook. That he's playing late in the game and he's not. Well, maybe there's a reason for it because he does more than chuck up contested threes. It's infuriating to be honest. Like if you're making them, you're getting paid to shoot threes and make them. If you're not doing that, you're not
You don't put the ball on the ground.
Besides that?
You literally don't put the ball on the ground. You're not relying on pick and roll, or you're not the screener. You are literally, your job is to shoot the ball. And I know I'm not an NBA player, but my thing is what they say there's it's like 10,000 hours to become a master or something. And I know these dudes put way more than 10,000 hours into their craft. So I'm like, you're a 6'10" sniper, so it's not like the contests are just completely wowing you. You barely are seeing the contest. They're barely contesting you. And let me preface this. I know that you got the left shoulder injury, and that could affect your shooting. But damn, bro. damn. And it's not about missing the shots, right? But it's about, like, is there any
taking quality shots?
Quality shots, bro. Is there
like you're catching the ball with a dude right in your face, and you're just like, hook it up. Brick.
It's so many things we could say about it, bro. Like the quality of shot. Can you do anything else? Can you go get an offensive rebound? You're 6'10". Like it's
6'10".
Is there anything else you can do to contribute? So I think that's the glaring elephant in the room. We're gonna see how this goes. God forbid they lose this game tonight in 10 minutes, right? Because I think some things are gonna be shaken up in that locker room, bro.
Yeah, 100%.
100%.
I think you're going to see a lot of moves this offseason.
Yeah, man.
Well, maybe not a lot, but at least one.
and real last thing on this Nuggets and OKC series, it's so weird, bro. Because last game, Shea and Jokic both went off, but like this is like the nastiest MVP matchup ever, bro. I did not expect to see them both perform like this. Like, it's crazy.
Bro, it's so even.
Jokic is getting so frustrated, bro. Like, I literally watched the clip of him jump onto Jalen Williams and then cry that he didn't get the call.
Yeah. Bro, here's the thing, is if you're dropping 46 points and you're losing, that's not a you problem. And he shot at a good percentage.
Yeah.
So, like, of course he's going to be pissed off because, like, fucking help me. You know what I mean? I can't do it all myself. He's like, bro, I'm sick of this shit. I can't wait to get back to Serbia and be with my damn horse.
Bro, he can't wait to get back to the
sick of these
they might take this game. They might take this game. You might be on to something, bro. Oh man, but yeah, we got that's a fire game about to come on, bro. So we might as well get to the last matchup. There's not really much to talk about. Warriors, Anthony Edwards, Timberwolves. I think there is one thing to talk about. Obviously, Steph didn't play, but real quick, we have to address Julius Randle. He is no longer a playoff flopper, bro. Jesus Christ, he's literally like, I don't know who he's looking like. I don't know. I can't even compare, but he's like completely broken the spell. I don't know if it was just Minnesota. He just needed to be somewhere less bored, like less cool. I don't know, bro.
Yeah.
Damn.
It happens, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
One thing that did piss me off, and I know as a coach you're supposed to say this, but Steve Kerr was like, "Oh, if we had Curry, we would have actually had a shot at the finals." Shut the fuck up. No, you did not. I get it, Steph Curry.
Dog.
You know, he's been your face of the team for the past 17 years or whatever. But like, enough's enough, right?
Bro,
you did not have enough to get to the finals.
Not only did you not have enough to get to the finals, but two things. The guy that you gave a bag to, Jimmy Butler, right? Like, you just gave him a bag and he's 36 years old. He did literally, he was just looking like a jag. Just a guy. Jag, bro.
Just a guy.
Just a guy. And then secondly, you say we would have had enough. Bro, half of the teams that you played in your peak didn't have their best player. Half of them. So I don't want to hear that. LeBron 2015 Cavs, there was no Kyrie, no Kevin Love. Kawhi with the Spurs in 2017, there was no Kawhi. So many teams you played, they didn't have their best player. I don't want to hear it, bro. Don't want to hear it. We get that. I know that's what you're supposed to say, but just don't say it. Let it go.
And they had to go get KD to bail out.
Yeah, well, like, get the hell out of here, bro. I'm done with him.
Yeah, stop it.
Man,
I don't like the Warriors, but I cannot stand Steve Kerr.
Steve Kerr is and then the worst part, Jonathan Kuminga, he just completely, bro. You had to let your best player get hurt for this man to finally get minutes. And when he got minutes, he actually looked like something. Now imagine if you worked with him the past 2 years, he actually could have did something for you. He could have been doing what you wanted Jimmy Butler to do. but you just didn't. Yeah. But the issue is Jonathan Kuminga's due for a contract, his rookie extension, and you didn't want to pay the man, so you decided to let's bench him instead. That's really what it is. Just say it.
Yeah.
So a lot of issues in Golden State. I mean, I would say it's issues. Your second best player looked like trash. Your best player is 37. And I mean, he played great in the first 13 minutes he played. And Draymond is Draymond, right? So the angry black man. So hey,
that ass.
Bro, he said that, and I'm like, okay, Dre, we're off the court, yeah, whatever. But on the court, you literally are, bro.
Yes. You do nothing but like you're just a hack. Great defensive player, but like at the same time, you're just hacking left and right, kicking people in the dick. Just whatever he can do to get to be an absolute scumbag.
Oh my God, bro.
But hey, he's a 4-time champion. I don't take anything away from him.
I guess that's what you got to do to win, bro.
But hear me out here. This might be a wild take. If he was on any other team but the Warriors in those couple years, he might not have a job.
He might not. He's very grateful. He says it all the time. That's the best part about Draymond. He says it all the time. Like, hey, without Steph, I'm nothing. Like, hey, at least you know. At least you know. Oh man. Hey, so
I do like Dre as like a facilitator and a defender.
Yeah,
so
that's about
he'll fit on the team, but like just to watch the guy, it's like him and Isaiah Stewart are just two of the biggest goons I've ever seen in my life, bro.
Bro, the thing is, the craziest part is, like, I literally watched Ron Artest growing up, and I'm like, I don't think he's, like, Ron Artest is more about that life, but Draymond just does it to just agitate, bro. He just does it to, like, hurt people.
I think Ron Artest was not mentally stable.
Yeah, I think he was really a goon, bro. Like, he was really about it. But yeah, man. Hey, man, that's a great episode, too. We're going to have more coming to you. We out.